To the east of Papua New Guinea, there's a beautiful island named Solomon Island. It's home to 6 islands and they have around 900 tiny islands. Honiara is the capital and it's the most famous Guadalcanal island. From 1942 to 1945, the island became a battlefield where US soldiers and Japanese soldiers fought against each other. The place has a lot of mysterious stories surrounding it. Only a few stories are known to the public. Have you heard of the Nephilim's offspring? Do you know about the cannibalistic giants of Solomon Island? A group of giants named Nephilim's offspring wanders around the island. People are curious to know more about them as they could be alive on the island. In earlier times, only indigenous people covered the island. They were the ones who lived on the island, discovering every corner of it. They know the place very well and to the core. The rest of the world didn't know that islands like this existed. For thousands of years, indigenous people lived here. Álvaro de Marino was a Spanish explorer who loved discovering new places and finding out more about the culture of the place. The Spanish explorer went on to become the first European person to discover these hidden islands. He found his way to the islands by navigating through Peru. Álvaro thought that these islands were the place King Solomon obtained gold, and in that place he named the Islands of Solomon. Many people thought that there would be gold in this newly discovered place, and they set out on their expeditions. Spanish expeditions were the most common and people had high expectations to find at least some gold. Back then, we don't know how much gold they found from there, or did they even find a piece of gold. But in recent times, companies have dug out some gold from this place. Throughout the land, gold is buried, and companies started digging out gold using various equipment. They were able to find a significant amount of gold, and it shocked the people, as they knew gold was there, but not in this great quantity. The whole process of mining gold was always criticized. Environmentalists were concerned about the environmental issues related to mining gold. Many were exploiting the resource and squeezing every drop of opportunity. The sustainability factor was not even taken into account. The greed for gold blinded them. Their only aim became to get more gold and lead a wealthy life. The welfare of humanity and the environment was not even on their mind. Only some took a step back and analyzed the scenario. They understood how easily devastated it could turn. Remember, we told you earlier that the place was covered with indigenous people for 1,000 years? They were the ones who were deeply affected by the mining of the gold. They saw the irreparable damage caused to their homeland, and it was unbearable for them. Everything they were familiar with was changing over time. During this process of mining, people started interacting with the indigenous people. They came to know the culture and stories of them. They believed that there existed huge giants even today. The story keeps on changing part by part as the interpretations of the people are different. Some believe that the giants are harmless, whereas others believe that these giants are dangerous. People are scared of them due to their scary features. Some stories even say that these giants hide behind the darkness waiting for their prey and hunting them down. Are you familiar with the name Marius Borean? Well, Marius was the research director of the Solomon Anthropological Expedition Trust Board Incorporated. His patience and dedication to conducting deep research about any project put him on board for the research on the giants of Solomon. He was the one who wanted to know the truth behind the existence of these giants. As he had to spend a large amount of his time researching Solomon Island and its mysteries, he lived on the island for several years. Gradually, he fell in love with the place and a woman who belonged to the Solomon native community. They got married and lived further. In 2010, Marius decided to write and publish a book on the mysteries of the Solomon Islands. By that time, he was well versed in most of the stories and the culture of the island. He talked to the native people, did deep search works, and talked with his wife before writing the mystery book of Solomon Island. He was able to include most of the exciting stories and the unrevealed mysteries in his book. What you see right here is the Guadalcanal giants, who were over 10 feet tall. They had long black or red hair. The facial features of these giants were the scariest. The flat nose and red eyeballs would scare you for a week. They also had double eyebrows, which are not spotted in any other giants. Their mouths were pretty wide, that when they opened we felt like they would swallow us in one go. Whenever they feel hungry and disturbed, they came looking for villagers. They attacked the villagers and steal all their things. No one dared to attack them as it could easily result in an unfortunate situation. The giants steal human beings and take them along. The villagers hide in fear when they get signals, and the giants would come in any minute. Villagers decided to move to different parts of the island to save themselves. They were not ready to lose another life. Guadalcanal was inhabited by thousands of giants, and they followed a social structure. They had made a cave system where they used several caves as a passage to go from one place to another. Now we're going to take you on a journey to reveal the story of Mango. There was a girl named Mango who lived happily on the island. One day, villagers were attacked by the giants. As usual, they expected any one of them to be taken away by the giants. But this time, they never expected Mango to be trapped in the hands of the giants. She went missing for 25 years. No news of her. Everyone believed that she was dead. But after 2 decades, she came back to the village with a pregnant belly. The giant who took her treated her as a wife. Mango gave birth to a half-breed boy who was later killed by her brother. The body of the child was buried in the village. She lost her mental well-being and later on died. Many people found it tough to believe that these giants existed. They started believing it when the soldiers during the Solomon Islands campaign saw the giants. It was the first time people from outside the village spotted the giants. Japanese soldiers were the ones who saw the 10 feet tall giants. The soldiers were attacked by the giants. The weapons they had with them were on no use as these giants came at them in full force. Nothing could bring down the giants. Many soldiers were severely injured and they kept on crying as no help came for them. The Japanese infantry was mortified when they came to know that these giants were cannibalistic. They would just take the soldiers one by one and rip them off. Some people still didn't believe these stories. They think it was all just a fictional story with no base of truth or facts. But how about the testimonies? What about the eyewitness? Not everyone could say the same story over and over again. When all these stories are read together, the features of the giants are matching. These 10 to 15 foot tall giants who were cannibalistic kidnapped human beings and consumed them. The biblical account of the Nephilim is not the only place where they talk about giants. Many cultures refer to these mysterious creatures, including ancient architecture. Once you refer to these ancient texts, you can see that there exists a similarity between all these giants. The Nephilim offspring came into existence when the fallen angels started living with human beings. There is also a close connection with the construction of pyramids and giants. You can see pyramids in Egypt, China, Iran, and Cambodia. These places have tales that include stories about giants. Do you think giants were the ones who built these pyramids? It could be a possibility. Don't you think so? Queen of Medicine was the name given to the giants of Mexico. Many ancient stories talk about the flood that killed many giants. When their bones were found, archaeologists were amazed to discover the size of their toes. If we take a look at the enormous structures built on the island of Pompeii, we'll find it very difficult to believe that these were built by human beings. These basalt stone buildings could be easily built by a giant. The 58 feet walls might take a good amount of time to be built by human beings when compared to 10 feet tall giants. It's widely accepted that these structures are built by giants and only a few disagree. Do you believe that there are giants in Solomon Island? Would you dare to meet a giant? Let us know in the comments.